Welcome back to rockstar.com, where today we are looking at rockstarETL and how to run DataPrep jobs. So if we go and let's add a new job, choose DataPrep. Email address to notify when the job runs. Pipeline, let's call this DB test. Got our project. The region where you want the job to run, example EU or US for SQL or low jobs, and US Central 1 or Europe West 1 for Dataflow or DataPrep jobs. Job name, low DataPrep. Alright, so templates, we need to go and create a DataPrep job to generate the template. And there we go. Okay, let's create a new flow. And we're going to do invoice lines. Import invoice lines. Got to import some data. Got an option of Google Cloud Storage and BigQuery. And we're going to choose from our staging datasets, WWI data. Now something to note here, rather choose the folder as opposed to do not go into the folder, because there should be many different files in here. You can have many different files with the same schema, same type. And we don't want to just work with one of the files, we want to work with all of the files, assuming they have the same schema in this folder. So we're going to go up to here and choose the whole folder. And we can just leave all of this as is, detect structure recommended, and save. Now we can import and add to flow. And then we've got our invoice lines. Got a little preview over here, what it looks like. And the first thing we can see already is that it's got column names in the top row, so we can sort that out. So we can add a new recipe. And let's call this cleanse invoice lines. We can edit the recipe. And the first thing we can do is highlight our column names in the first row. And there's a whole lot of options: extract, replace, count, split, keep, delete. We're going to choose delete rows with values matching. That is a sort of a regex option as well, regular expressions, but we'll choose this one. And we'll click on add. And this then adds our recipe step here, and it performs the operation in our sample dataset view here. We can disable it and then see the original datasets as is. So we can enable, and we we should rename this because these funny characters are going to cause an issue. So let's just rename it like that. Manual rename. There are many options we can add: prefix, suffix, find and replace. Many different options for you to explore. But now we've got 2 steps in our recipe, and we should be good. So now we've got our recipe. We can go back to our flow, and we can create an output to run. So what we're doing here is we're importing the data from cloud storage, cleansing it, and then we're creating a run. So we're going to edit this to look at our options. I don't want to profile the results, and I don't want to create a CSV, so I'm going to edit this. Rather than output into Google Cloud Storage, I want to output to BigQuery. I want to choose my worldwide importers dataset. I want to create a new table, and I'm going to call this table DataPrep invoices. There's a couple of options: create a new table every run, append to the table every run, truncate the table every run, drop the table every run. So it's up to you. Let's say truncate the table every run. By selecting the publishing action, truncate, all the data in the select table will be deleted and replaced with new data every run. So that's an option. And then click update. And we can leave all these as standard, and we can save the settings. And now we can run the job and click run. And we can see we've got a job ID in progress. So what this is doing is it's pointed us to a location where the DataPrep template is stored. You can see it's running. All right. And then if we go to our Dataflow console, over here, refresh, we can see that this is our Cloud DataPrep invoice lines job running. And we can see it's doing its operations. And also by clicking on View Dataflow Job, it takes us there as well. Now we can see our job looks like it's finished, all its steps. So if we go and refresh our Dataflow console, we can see it's succeeded and it's completed. Now if we go to BigQuery and refresh, can see there we've got our DataPrep invoices table. It's been created for us, and we've got our 35 megabyte size, 228,265 rows. One thing you'll notice here is that DataPrep doesn't create your tables as partitioned by default, as opposed to when you use rockstarETL to load your data. It does partition your table by ingestion date. So in order to achieve a similar thing with DataPrep, you would have to create this table manually and partition it. And then if you did it that way, you would not be able to choose truncate, or you should not choose truncate every run, because the recommended design pattern is to partition your table and ingest data to today's partition, process it, and then move the data via SQL statements to yesterday's partition. In the data flow console, if we go and look at our DataPrep job that's just run and succeeded, it tells us where our template is. So we've got our buckets, username, and temp folder. So here's our buckets, username, temp, and here's our templates. So you can confirm. If you go to the job name, it's Cloud DataPrep Invoice Lines 5607480. Cloud DataPrep Invoice Lines 5607480, and it's the large file. This is our template. So if we select it, we can actually copy all of that. And this will be our template. Our input locations. So if we go into our DataPrep job, we can get our input locations. So just copy everything there. Our output locations. Custom GCS temporary location. Take out the GS colon / and our temporary location. And exclude the GS colon / Max workers is 1,000, and that's how we add our DataPrep job. So now what we can do is we can actually go and clear this out, because if we run it as is, the job is set to truncate this table at the moment. In fact, we don't have to delete it. We can see by the date modified. But to make it unequivocally clear, let's delete, and we'll just have a condition of where true. So we're going to clear out our table, and you can see it's successfully removed all the rows. The rows are 0. Alright, so we're just going to change our time and set our number of runs per day and click save. Alright, then we can go to our Dataflow console and refresh, and here we can see our load DataPrep job, which we've got over here, and we can go and monitor it if we so wish. And there we go, it's starting its process. It's got all of our parameters, template that we specified, region, projects, staging, location, GCP template, custom GCS template, output location, which is our DataPrep invoices table, and our input location. So if we go to our stack driver logging, we can see about to get the projects to run. Got our DP test pipeline over here, and starting run of step 1. It does need to execute, adding DataPrep job type. It is authorized to rerun. Here are our parameters that we used. There's our response code and our job ID. This matches, so if we take a snip of our job ID and compare it to our console, we can see job ID is the same, and response code 200, okay. It's kicked off our DataPrep job, and we seem to have all of our steps have succeeded. So if we now go to BigQuery and refresh, we look at our worldwide importers dataset. We have our DataPrep invoices table, and it has got our data. So that's loaded up our data successfully using the Dataflow job, which is now succeeded. It means we can go in and disable our pipeline and check our stack driver logs, and if we check our emails, we have a job state pending. Load DataPrep job name, which is a DataPrep job type, step 1 of pipeline DP test, and there's our same job ID which matches over there. And again, we have our unique stack driver logging UUID. You'll see that matches with our UUID over here. That's a convenient way of tracking our job through and our pipeline through Stackdriver logging. So we can actually copy that, paste it into our search bar, and we've got everything pertaining to this pipeline. So our DataPrep job has succeeded, and we will receive a email notification in due course notifying us of this success. And we received our email notification of success, and you'll notice in the logs we've checked 0 times. We'll recheck again in 10 minutes. This is the system giving DataPrep and Dataflow a chance to complete the job before repolling the status. And finally, if we check our logs, after the delay, doesn't have to recheck. Finished step 1, completed the pipeline, all pipelines completed, you be our rockstar. And that is how we run DataPrep jobs using rockstarETL.